Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands, and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from an act named Javamob titled FACE SLUT. And if we switch over to here, you don't often review a track called FACE SLUT. I think it's a very unique title. We're going to be listening to this from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Got the YouTube video here, obviously. Shout out to, if you are tuned in, it's been too long, here's a surprise drop. Production and performed by Javamob, Little Coffee Bean, shot by K Cook, edited by Chris at MGVFX, tape coming real soon. Eudaimonia, July 31st. Alright, without further ado, let's listen through some start to finish. Let's go. Oh. Okay. That 808 kicks you in the teeth, doesn't it? It's very intense. Within the first 10-15 seconds is very, very, very intense with these interesting melodic or musical cusser bits on top of that heavy bass, dude. Those lo-fi synths are kind of gorgeous, aren't they? I mean, are those guitar parts in the background? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, actually. It's very busy. You know, you've got these interesting synth ideas that are looped, and they never feel like they find a solid foothold, but at the same time, it's almost like everything is floating on top of the wave of that sub resonance, you know. It's a really intense experience. What you got in your bank? I'm making a feature. So we've been talking about getting high in bank and features and bees in the face, buzzing around. Can we just take a moment to appreciate it? I think this is one of the most wild, insane experiences I've had reviewing a track. If I don't look like I'm necessarily reacting the way you'd expect, considering what I've just said, it's simply because I'm gobsmacked and I don't really know how to articulate it. Very unusual. I mean, I'm sure you watching this, you listening to this. And we've got little dentist drill kind of things going in with these vocal chops and the synth arpeggio melodies and such on top of the bass, and those guitar bits in the background, those heavily modulated filtered guitar bits with a misty reverb on them. And then we've got the different kind of distorted vocal bits kind of intermingling the heavy modulated, also meta-tuned kind of stuff. I mean, like, what is this? This is wild shit, man. Now, what I will say for Javamob, what I will say for them, because this is the conclusion of my review of Javamob's FACE SLUT, it's certainly original. I have not heard a track like this before. I think I've heard musicians try to make stuff like this before, but Javamob has committed to it at an almost unbelievable and certainly impressive level. I mean, the story of FACE SLUT, I don't really think you can ascertain the true meaning by just looking at the title alone. I mean, I don't know, FACE, like, is it about people getting up in his face and buzzing around and irritating him whilst he's getting high and, like, talking about other people's affectations with him, like bank balances and stuff like that, and we got the middle fingers pulled up, and there's so much to take in. It's almost an overwhelming performance, vastly, because not only of the not only because of the various interpretations and ways of voicing himself, as you know, as well as the modulation, the effects change on the rapping parts, but we've also just got a vocal performance within itself that is aggressive, it's confident, but it's also kind of interstellar. That's the word I'm looking for, interstellar. It with just how spaced and tripped out it is. It's like we are serious about what we're doing, but we're also going for this kind of extremely nuanced, almost mystical and way of approaching this hip hop rap stuff in 2022. And I like the fact that we're going for a really strange angle to it. I mean, to be fair to Javamob, you know, the words came through clearly when they did. Part of what made some bits a little bit difficult to interpret was simply just the intensity of those effects change on those different verse and chorus bits. But I think that was, I mean, obviously that was a deliberate choice by Javamob, because you can't accidentally stumble across what we had today. It was deliberate from start to finish, and I kind of adore it for that. You know, I mean, if we're rapping clearly given the circumstance, and we've got that kind of story going on, which honestly, some of the editing, shout out to the video editing, that was some of the most ludicrously fascinating video editing I've seen in a while. It was an acid trip from start to finish. The situation with the structure of the track, I think we just had a hook verse hook. That was it, with that theme kind of stuck in there from start to finish that we looped and took away and added instruments there. I like that we kept that idea for the 2 minutes. It matched well with what the part of the story that we got. The instrumental performances and the main theme with the combination of the 808s at the start, that was a heavy focus on that with the well-felted rapping on top. Since the guitar parts and everything in the background just was really kind of I don't even know where to go beyond what I've already described of it. It's something that is difficult to put into words. People talk about a musical vibe, and the vibe of this track was, what is happening, where am I right now, and how do I cope with this, but in the best possible way. I don't mean to sound like I'm diminishing or degrading the musical effort put in here. It is certainly fascinating, and I think this is a track that's going to keep me thinking for quite a while, primarily because it's almost saying, look, this is maybe where we want to go for an avant-garde experimental type of rap and hip-hop that's going to truly go places. And I think it's important to go outside the boundaries and to push them, and I think that Javamob has done a good job of doing that here for the most part. The recording, mixing and mastering and the production of this, all in all, it would have been a hell of a time to balance all these elements out. And I mean, I cannot even imagine how you would have started to do this. I legitimately don't know where you would begin and where it would end. I mean, obviously you had the filtering and niching of different instruments in the frequency spectrum nailed. The mix was nice and wide, so you know you had stuff panned articulately in the stereo field. I also enjoyed what we were doing with the effects change, like the reverb, delay, the distortion, the metatune, the auto-tune-ish kind of stuff that came in occasionally for a more musical, creative effect, you know. And the limiting compression of it was great as well. It was nice and loud without pumping, and it is so difficult to get that level of intensity, velocity with your low resonances without crushing it. And I think that to credit to Javamob and co, this was handled incredibly well. I mean, I don't really think you could have improved the production side of things. With that in mind, I'm not really sure how to interpret this track. I think that there were a lot of really cool things within it that I can appreciate from a musical perspective. Do I have a coherent understanding of what this track was about after listening to it? No, but I don't mind it because the time I had with it was good. It was 2 minutes, so it was nice and short. And ultimately, it was a great first impressions of Javamob, so I wish them the best of luck in future with their musical endeavors. But thank you very much for watching my review of Javamob's FACE SLUT. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Javamob some love via their various social medias and YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and the artists at this point in time, as either help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.